Today's a very exciting day. This is the Night Buddy 230 degree headlamp. Let's take a look. So we've got a Cobb LED and XPE LED, which I don't understand what that is. Sensor reception, sensor switch, on and off, power display, and sensor remission. So basically you can wave your hand in front of it and it'll turn it on or off, which I think is pretty cool, but it might be gimmicky, we'll see. All right, so we got our headband. Ooh, very nice rubbery feel. Very nice and soft. We have the module itself, power button, and then I'm pretty sure this is the sensor button. We'll find that out. So one thing I was worried about with this was that the rubber would be on this backside as well, but this is not. This is like a foam. I'm still worried that it'll make my head sweat, but I think it's better than I anticipated. The back is a nice, smooth, and stretchy fabric type material, so that's good. We've got two adjusters here, one there, and one there. And I think it's just, oh yeah, that's super easy. You just pull, and it closes the gap. I have quite a big head, but this is giant. So let's expand it out here. Give it a trial fitment. Okay, that fits my head fairly well. Let's see what else is in the package. All right, we just got a USB-C, just standard. And that's pretty much it that comes in the box. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Ooh, that is blinding, but very bright. Okay, so let's press that button again. Okay, that goes off. So I think if you press it quickly, there you go, we got a lower function. We have our red light. And then we have our little flashlight here, which I think is pretty cool. It's more of like a spotlight, whereas this is more of like a floodlight. And then off. And then I think if you press and hold it, yeah, press and hold it, it flashes. And then another press, it turns it off. So that's pretty handy. Here is the port for the USB. Close that up. It doesn't really, it kind of holds in okay. It wants to kind of pull out of it. It's got a little ridge on the edge of it for it to sit inside there. I think it's good enough. So here's our power button. You just press that to cycle through and off. Now let's try this, this handheld function here. So I think you just press it and what happens is this light turns a different color. Yeah, you got green and red. So now, yeah, that works great. I mean, it works. The only thing that I worry about is like, I'll be using this to work on a car. So I'm wondering if while I'm underneath the car, this brushes up against the inside of a wheel well or beside the hood or something, and now it shut it off. So I don't know if I'd use this function. I think there are uses for it, but I'd rather it stay on no matter what until I actually press the button to turn it off. Because I mean, what's wrong with pressing a button? Come on now. All right, so we're gonna put it on. As easy as that. That's actually a little loose. But this is nice because it's just, whoop, just like that. Quick and easy adjustment. Heck yeah. Button on the side. I mean, it works. Second button, lower light. Nobody wants lower light. We want all the light. Red, if you want to be outside and not have bugs attack you, I think that's what that's for. And then this is actually very bright. Wow. So we'll try the that function here. So, I mean, it does the thing. I mean, it works. So if you're out in the woods, this would be very handy because you're out in like an open area. If you're in an open area and you're not near other objects, see what I'm saying? That's not good. We don't want that turning off. So personally, I wouldn't have added this function because it's kind of gimmicky, but it's there and you can turn it off so it can stay on and not be an issue. So having it on for just that, maybe 3 minutes though, I'm definitely starting to sweat up here. So definitely something to keep in mind. I mean, this is dry. but I definitely get a little bit sweaty. So if you're working in hot conditions at night, just keep that in mind. It is comfortable though. It's not like I don't feel like gross sweaty. Now I bought this one about 5 years ago at REI. It's called Black Diamond. And this one is fairly bright. This is more of a spotlight, so the light's more concentrated. But the problem I have with this one, firstly, is that it's micro USB. And secondly, it just doesn't last long at all. Like, this is as bright as it will be for maybe about 30 minutes, and then it's completely drained. So they claim that this can go for 8 hours, which is really awesome. And obviously, if you're gonna be using this, you're probably gonna be using it for quite a while. I am if I'm working on cars, I'm gonna be under there for a couple hours. Once it gets dark later, give them kind of a comparison and see which one I like best. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one because this is newer, but you know, can old technology keep up with what we have today? One thing's for sure, I love USB-C all across the board. I'm sure everybody can agree with me there. All right, so I waited until it got dark so we could really test this. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Night Buddy first. Let's see how light this is. Oh yeah, that is very bright. It doesn't shoot as far as probably the spotlight goes a lot further. You can see it definitely goes a lot further. But this is just like flood. So I hope you can see me, but looking in my backyard, I can see everything in front of me, below me. There's a bit of a line beneath me, so I can't really look straight down and keep my head looking forward. I have to kind of move my head still with my eyes. But let's try, now we'll do our lower light. Lower light is still pretty good, still pretty decent, still can see quite a bit. Red light, okay, I can see, but I can only see like maybe like 5 feet in front of me. And it like takes some time for you to, so I'm pretty sure you could see it. But it takes some time for my eyes to adjust. So that's something I'll probably not use. And then the spotlight. Now the spotlight, it hits the top right of my eye and it kind of bugs me a bit. I guess if you raise it up a bit, it's fine. But then you have that line. I'm sure you can, I hope you can see in camera, but there's a line right here. And that's from it hitting the side of my face. So yes, for the most part, you get a spotlight, but it is blocked by that line. So it kind of throws you off a bit. But it is a spotlight in front of you, and I'm sure you can see it's very, very bright. So let's see how it is versus my 5-year-old headlamp. All right, so the 5-year-old headlamp, I mean, it's good, it's decent, it throws pretty far, but the problem is it's just a spotlight. So, just a spotlight, but I can lower it down so I only have to move my eyeballs, but I mean, it's not that hard to move your head. This still hangs off your head. I mean, it's not very heavy, but it definitely bothers me. The spotlight on this is better than the Night Buddy in terms of it's a full spotlight. I don't have anything obstructing my view, obviously because it's in front of me. But again, this one just doesn't last very long. Maybe 30 minutes tops on this brightness, and then it just goes to crap. So this one's decent. I mean, it's held its own for 5 years, but I still think the Night Buddy packs more of a punch and more of a variety for what you get. What I really like about the Night Buddy is everywhere my eyeballs are looking except really, really below me, it's capturing the light. It's definitely flooded out more, so it's not as concentrated. But I think that's actually a good thing, because I think when you're working on stuff, there's such thing as too much light. And in front of me, my hands are extremely bright. And that's really all you need, because that's where you're going to be looking. Now for the wave function, I think if you're out in the open and not near any objects, this is probably the only time I see this working. But if you get your head close to anything, it's just going to shut itself off. I like that you have the option to leave it on, leave it off. Options are always good these days. Nobody's going to be working on their car in pitch black, but I just wanted to see. Oh yeah, so I can get full hands in there, do my work, see what I'm doing. But basically, I don't have to be putting a light up here on the hood or in the corner here. I don't have to have it plugged in. It's fully illuminating the engine bay for exactly what I want to do. But the problem again, if I do this proximity here, turn it on, and I'm down in that engine bay, moving my head. See? Turned it off. So I don't like that. I'm not going to use that specifically for my purposes. Again, do I wish it could be a little bit brighter? Yeah, I think it could be a little bit brighter. And maybe they'll have a version 2 that's a lot brighter. But this completely serves its purpose. Do what I need, do my checks, and not have to use my hands for a light that's attached to my head. So my final thoughts on the Night Buddy. I really like this thing. I can't wait to use it when I start working on my cars. I don't really care for the proximity thing. I think this would be fine without it, but the fact that you can turn it on or off, sure. I love that this is USB-C and not micro USB, because nobody has those anymore. Nobody uses that anymore. So it's up to date. The spotlight function, it's okay. I don't like that it hits the side of your face and it creates a line. So it kind of defeats the purpose of a nice circular spotlight. That may not bug you. It bugged me, so I probably won't use it. I'll probably end up just using this strip. While recording this, it didn't seem to get more dull or anything like that. They say 8 hours of runtime. Obviously, this gives potential for a huge battery pack to create that power for long periods of time. Do I wish this was a little bit brighter? Yeah, I do. I do wish it was just a tad bit brighter. But for what it is, I think this thing is amazing. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. 10 being perfect would be not having this proximity sensor for me and being brighter. Everything else is awesome. The adjustment is super easy. You just pull and it adjusts for you. Super stretchy, super smooth and comfortable. This is all rubber, so it's nice and soft. And it doesn't feel like, even though this is quite chunky, you can't really feel it on the side of your head. It feels comfortable. It just feels like you're wearing a headband, but you have light. And I like having free hands when I'm working on something instead of trying to hold a flashlight or plugging things in. Nobody has time for that. So that's why I think this has a really good place for hands-on work when you don't want to use your hands for a flashlight and you want to get the job done faster and easier and not have to be moving the light all around. If you would like one of these, I'll leave a link in the description below.